Regional coverage presented by Capital One. 2 games yesterday in round 1, and first up today, the 2 winners, Florida Gators and Florida Atlantic Owls. As we take a look at the Gainesville bracket, Florida Atlantic went extra innings but got the win against Georgia Tech. And lineups, they kick it off with Hammonds at the top, followed by Chanel, and there is Jessie Mora. She had a tough time yesterday, Alicia. They'd like to see a little more from her today.
They would. Top hits leader for this Owls lineup. Yesterday going 0 for 4, 66 hits on the team, so definitely looking to her to have some more production, score some more runs, get another win under their belt.
But going for the same lineup that they had yesterday, why not? They got the win, and out in the circle for the Gators, there is Keegan Rothrock, the sophomore right-handed pitcher, 12-5 overall with a 3.34 ERA. She's got some innings under her belt, though.
She does. Keegan Rothrock, mid-60s, that 2-level rise ball that you're going to see out of her. Likes to mix in the curveball, but I think she's at her best when she's able to mix in her changeup, that off-speed, to be able to make her other pitches look even better.
Missed a bit of the season earlier, and since starting, has just gotten herself back into it, but they are happy to have her healthier and better than she was earlier in the season, and nice to be able to see her here in this regional on the home field. Kylie Hammond up first for the Owls. Lets the first one go for strike 1. Good start for Rothrock. Fans were bringing it yesterday in day 1, and there's no doubt they were here before we were here, Alicia. They were ready to go.
Lined up outside the ticket booth. Sometimes they'll bring their foldable chairs.
Yeah.
You'll see that a ton.
Hard shot up the middle, and that's the start you need for Kylie Hammond and the Owls. She says, let's go.
I love the aggressiveness that Kylie Hammonds came out with. First at bat, taking this pitch, lower part of the zone, just drives it up the middle. Voltor can't get her glove on it, but a really aggressive at bat by Hammonds at the top of the lineup.
Had a couple of hits yesterday in game 1 in the win against Georgia Tech. Here's Kylie Chanel, sophomore. Solid numbers on the season, and goes with the bunt, and the sac bunt will move Hammonds to second.
That's what you call textbook softball. Get them on, get them over, and in the Owls' case, hopefully get them in right now with Mora stepping into the box. But that's the kind of things that you got to do when you're facing a Gators lineup like this. You got to be able to produce and obviously try to keep them at bay offensively.
You're right about that. We saw the Owls do that yesterday against Georgia Tech. They scored a couple of runs, and then it was a little stagnant. Georgia Tech came back and ended up taking the lead, and then we were back and forth. But Owls came out ready to go. They're doing the same thing here today.
They did, and I think that's what you'll see out of them, that chip on their shoulder that they've had all year. Only losing 1 series to North Texas this year. They're feeling confident. They're feeling strong. Even more so than they did last year, even after losing those 11 seniors.
Yeah, they were perfect on the road in AAC play, 12-0 in the conference when they hit the road. And now there's a beautiful swing from Mora, and that's going to bring Hammonds around. Nope, coach says hold up. Thought about it, and a smart decision right there. But a beautiful swing for Jessie Mora to bring Hammonds to third.
And we're seeing a lot of early hacks by the Owls right now. Jessie Mora was itching for her first hit of this regional, gets it her first at-bat off of Rothrock. Hits this ball square up the middle. We've seen that already today by Hammonds. Falby throws that one in. A little bit offline, and Rothrock has to stay in the circle to be able to help out her catcher and her first baseman. Typically, you'll see the first baseman come and cut that ball off, but because there's multiple runners on the base pass, And in case you got to pick off that runner at first, Reagan Walsh has to stay back. So she missed that ball, but a really good dive to stop that runner from scoring at third base by the catcher, Erickson.
So the timeout, Coach Clark bringing the team together, making sure everybody's on the same page with just one out. And runners at first and third. Chloe Yates, junior catcher, transfer from New Mexico, her first season with Florida Atlantic. Very different looking team than last year's that was here in Gainesville. Back-to-back regionals right here on this field, but knocked off in 2 games a season ago. As you said, making it further this year, that was the goal. Jammed a bit, fouls that one away. Yates a single yesterday late in the game against Georgia Tech.
It almost looked as if Moore at first base was stealing on that last pitch to try to get 2 runners in scoring position.
See if she decides to try it. And a big swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game for Rothrock. And 2 outs.
And a big strikeout by Rothrock. We talked about that rise ball and her ability to climb the ladder. Nearly perfect spin. You see Jocelyn Erickson nodding her, loving what she sees.
Rothrock leads the team in strikeouts. 82 of them now on the season. And a big swing and the miss there from Semino. Two away, and the runner gonna get caught. Oh, but the runner helping her out. That's Hammonds at third. And having to make the decision, Walsh at the last second sees it. First run on the board goes to Florida Atlantic. Tough situation here, Alicia.
Yeah, runners on first and third. It's rarely that you see there's not a play going on. Erickson throws it to Mia Williams at second base, gets in a pickle, but Mia Williams, I think, throws it back to Walsh at first base a little bit too soon, because Mia's able to see the whole field towards home plate when she's running back to first base. And as soon as she lets go of that ball, that is an invitation for the runner at third base to now take flight to home. And Reagan Walsh doesn't even see that, so she's caught behind, and FAU scoring their first run of the game.
Yeah, really heady base running by Kylie Hammonds at third. And a hard shot from Semino, up and over, hitting the wall at center field. A second run will score as Mora makes her way across. Big bat from Bella Semino with 2 outs.
This Owls team is looking extremely comfortable against Rothrock right now. She's had some swings and misses, but that one just left a little bit too much over the plate. And Semino, who has power, hit a home run yesterday, nearly hits another one today, hits it right off the wall, sending another Owl to home plate.
Her 6th double on the season. Give her the RBI as well. 2 run. 1 starting lineups for Florida. They'll kick it off with Shoemaker again. They're going to go with the same lineup as they did yesterday, followed by Erickson, Walsh, and Williams. Halen as well. See if they can get their bats going too, Alicia.
Yeah, they're looking really, really comfortable with the long ball this season. Trying to get some runs on the board to be able to come back.
5 players with 10 or more home runs. And in the circle, the start today is Jaden Martinez. For the Owls, did not see her yesterday. Junior lefty, their lone lefty on this team.
Love a good lefty matchup. She's going to throw in the mid-60s, ton of upspin, good movement. Last appearance was on May 3rd, so it's been quite a while since she stepped on the mound in a game.
Touched on this in the open, but this Florida Atlantic team coming in leading the nation in fielding percentage at .984. They only had 3 errors in their entire conference season. Really impressive. And Alicia, if you haven't been in the circle for a while, like Martinez, it's good to know you've got your teammates behind you able to do what they do to help you out, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and Jordan Clark talked about this in the interview with Martinez not seeing the field for quite a while. Her ability to just feel fresh going in there, and she was excited to see what she was going to do the next time that she stepped up. So she kind of foreshadowed the weekend.
Yeah.
Told us that we will see her, but she's going to be a flamethrower, just like Courtney. That curve, screw, rise, and change, and the confidence that she has. Her innings already doubled from last year, so this year leaning on her a lot more than they did in the past.
Check swing for Shoemaker, and she'll bring it back. Shoemaker is an interesting batter to have to face because she does have some power and ability, or excuse me, Falby rather, and she's got some power and ability, but she is so good at placing it and finding the holes out there on either side.
Does a really good job at being able to feel what she wants to do, whether it be dropping down a bunt, slapping, or standing in.
Choppy shot to Johns, and not in time. The speed also of Falby.
And I say this all the time, when you're facing speed like Falby has, anytime that you allow that ball to bounce twice, then you're giving them a really good shot at making it to first base. Johns did whatever she could to make that play, but Falby's just got some speed on her. It's really hard to get her out.
Yeah, her consistency has been impressive, and being able to make her way on, and some full contact there, all the way out and over. 2-run shot for Shoemaker. And she'll bring Falby around. We are all tied up. That gets the fans on their feet.
And she gets the swag necklace. They call that don't drop that dun-dun-dun. The Florida Gators doing it again. Taylor Shoemaker, another home run going oppo. She did it yesterday. She starts them off again today, and I love the sense of urgency that they have right now. Taylor Shoemaker setting the freshman home run record. How about that, Krista? A huge moment for not only her, but for the Florida Gators.
Yep, no hesitation. Had one yesterday to tie it, and now 20 on the season. Impressive numbers for a first-year player to be able to come in and do what she's been able to do, especially with the SEC competition.
Wow. Players like that who just break records and still got a few games left.
Yeah, she can extend it out. They're hoping she keeps the hot bat. Here is Erickson. Outside pitch and swing and the miss. First strikeout of the game for Martinez. It's a good comeback by her after giving up the home run.
That's how you come back. Give up that home run. We talked about the home runs being almost inevitable when you're facing a dynamic lineup like this, but Martinez just keeps her poised, gets back on the mound, and gets Jocelyn Erickson out on that curveball that just sweeps across the plate and has smiles while she does it.
We were looking at some of the numbers before this game, and when we saw Martinez was going to get the start, the left-handed pitcher, the Gators have not done quite as well against lefties as they have against the righties.
Oh, when you look at that split, the righties that they've faced, they've hit 352 against. But then when they face lefties, they're hitting 278. Only 20 home runs against lefties compared to 69, but they haven't faced nearly as many lefties in the lineups that they've had.
Pretty big differential with the numbers, though. 2-0 count to Walsh.
That can also factor into the decisions that Jordan Clark does make, saying that Florida Gators might not do as well with lefties. Still proven to hit home runs, as Shoemaker just did. But I think when you're talking about analytics and the decisions that coaches make, we talked about Coach Wallen with his lineup yesterday, using software to generate it based off of the stat lines and what these players have been able to do. But a lot of coaches are looking at analytics to make their decisions.
Yeah, he's been using it pretty significantly over the last several seasons. Three one count. Diving snag at short. Chanel takes away the base hit from Walsh. How about the timing of this one?
That is impressive. Chanel does it again. What I love about this is that she just jumps and completely gets horizontal and lays it out on the line for her teammates. They are #1 in the nation in fielding percentage, and Chanel plays a big part in that at shortstop.
Showing you why. With plays like her anticipation, you could see she read it immediately off the bat.
It's so hard to make plays like that, and to be able to be savvy enough to know that you have to take a certain angle to this ball and be able to leave your feet, and then also keep your eyes on that ball to make a grab. It's a tough thing to do, but she does it like she can do it with her eyes closed almost.
Mia Williams up, big game yesterday in game 1. A 1-1 count for her, back-to-back doubles, some RBIs. And they did a lot of damage with 2 outs. That's where they are right now. Just misses inside. She'll take the walk. Oh, excuse me. It hit her, they'll say. She's saying, yeah, it got me in the arm. Well, they're going to say that they're not in agreement with that. Her home plate umpire, Robert Gonzalez, didn't see it. See if we can see it here. Oh, yeah.
It did hit her.
That back arm.
It did. Well, let's see if Mia Williams makes some pay for that.
Yeah. That went up and out of reach. 3-1 count to Williams.
One of the most lethal hitters in this Florida lineup right now. Talked about Taylor Shoemaker and what she's done. Mia Williams is now 1 under her in home runs.
Yeah. She was the leader, but now Shoemaker with 20 on the season, 19 for Mia Williams. Now she'll take the walk.
And only 2 away from the all-time season record. I mean, right now she's in Lauren Hager and Francesca Anaya territory, which are generational players. You just don't see them often come through a program. And it's crazy how it all comes full circle with Francesca Anaya now being an assistant coach for the Florida Gators.
Yeah. We're seeing so much power from them this season. Ava Brown, we saw her batting yesterday. We saw her in the circle as well.
Ava Brown is so dynamic, one of those two-way players that can do it all. She hits home runs. She has a ton of power, 8 home runs and 87 at-bats. In the circle, she's a phenom, and she's been super hot lately getting it done for the Gators, and especially in relief. She is not somebody I would want to take the rubber against.
No, she's always ready to come in and try to clean things up.
Love her story. Didn't necessarily get a ton of starts at first base this year. Last year, you saw her there quite a bit, had it locked down. Reagan Walsh is the everyday starter over there, and she said it didn't really phase her mentally. She came here to pitch and to hit, not necessarily to play first base. It was just a bonus. Coach Eric Thomas saw her in the cages one day and told her, I'm not giving up on you, so I don't want you to give up on yourself. Please don't give up on yourself. And she said from that day forward, things just changed for her, and she just felt more like herself than she had all year. And you can see it come to fruition when she takes the box and in the hits that she's had as of recently.
Yeah, she's definitely embraced this new kind of different role this season. And there's Eric Thomas.
Great human. I didn't have a doubt in my mind that he said something like that to Eva Brown.
It's definitely made a difference for her. 1-2 count, 23rd pitch for Martinez with 2 down and Mia Williams on first.
I think to your point, I don't know that her role is different. I just think it's less. She's not having that everyday start at first base when she's not pitching. She's able to focus on her crafts.
But gets Ava Brown looking. Second strikeout of the game for Martinez, and Mia.
At Florida Atlantic, these girls have her full trust, and she's able to develop them and foster a culture that just thrives being around each other. Very family-oriented squad, love doing things together, and just spoke very highly of each other when we had the meeting with them a few days ago.
Sure did. Players like Jessie Mora, Kylie Hammonds, they stayed, they bought in to what she was bringing, and she was so happy and how loyal they were to stick with the program and then to add the pieces that she's been able to add as well, going to the transfer portal, bringing in Autumn Courtney as Gibson off the end of the bat. Play made by Holtor for out 1. But it's a fun, fairly young group, a team that lost 11 players from last year's NCAA tournament team, but they have really put it together.
They have, and Jordan Clark went to the drawing board after last year and said, what do we need to do better?
Yeah.
And every single category, pitching, defense, offense, they've gotten better when you look at their stat lines and their numbers in virtually every single category since last year, despite losing so many starters from last year.
Here's Kylie Shelton. We talked about her in the open, and took her a little bit to get going yesterday, but late in the game, her timing was perfect. The go-ahead double, and then the game-winning shot to center field. Sophomore family of athletes. Sister Carly plays at South Carolina. Her mom played softball also. And her brother, Colby, he's right here in Gainesville playing for the Florida men's baseball team. They've been playing against Alabama. They've had a series going, their final series on the season, and they're putting it together at the right time. Two count, and Rothrock missing outside. It's a full count to Kylie Shelton. Gets this one to drop. Patience by Shelton pays off. Dugout likes it.
And she is feeling herself after those hits yesterday. Takes the ball in a similar spot that she hit one in yesterday. Middle out, takes it to shallow right field. Call that no man's land, Krista.
She got that right. It's the right place to go. Ferran takes the first one and fouls it off. Bella Ferran, one of the talented freshmen, all AAC second teamer, led the conference in batting average on the year. We saw Georgia Tech move and have a shift against Ferran yesterday. We're not seeing that from Florida.
I think it's tough to play in a shift when you've got a runner on first base and you got to be able to defend all the things. Riley Holtorf, if she's pinched into that 5-6 hole and maybe in a little bit, she's given up that ball at the middle and maybe even a double play. So they're trying to get two clearly. They're both pinched towards second base, trying to see if they can roll it.
Rothrock gets the strikeout of Ferran, her second of the game. And we're back to the top of the lineup for the Owls, with 2 down and 1 on. Hammond's the single in her first at bat, stolen base, and scored. Quite an on-base streak that Hammonds has going. 24 straight games. She's been able to make her way to first. And the dribbler back to Rothrock. Makes the play at first. The Owls leave 1 on the Gators. We get a chance at the bats when we return. That tomorrow, Alicia.
Especially if I keep the window open like I normally do.
Let's see what Corby Otis has today. A couple of walks yesterday in game 1. The win over Mercer.
Corby Otis, the only Gator yesterday that didn't earn a hit but still got on base. So every single Gator yesterday was on the base pass. Corby's via the base on balls.
Yeah, she was one of the runs scored in that big third. As Martinez misses outside. Two 2-1 the count to Otis. Her 57th start of the season. A little bit of an inside pitch, but gets a hold of it and out to center field. That's Hammonds making the play.
Corby just gets under it a little bit, inside of it, just a little bit too much. Still swinging it regardless of what she's looked like. Still a huge threat in the box.
There's Kinley Cahalan to the plate. Junior. Walk had a double yesterday in game 1. Catch on the outside corner there, strike one. That double for Cahalan was in that hot third inning yesterday for Florida. They batted all the way around. It's been a couple seasons at Alabama. This is her first year with the Gators.
Well, got a few really impactful players from Alabama the last few years. Kinley Cahalan and before Skylar Wallace graduated last year, so they didn't get to play with each other at Alabama or at Florida, but two shortstops coming to Florida, swamp territory.
Little change of scenery, and why not? What this program's done as well. I mean, not a bad place to go. A couple of national championships, 25 NCAA tournament appearances, 12 Women's College World Series appearances, one of those just last season. Jammed a bit, fouls it away. 50 hits on the year for Cahalan. And there you see those appearances in the Women's College World Series. That is the goal for all of these teams. Just missing outside. Crowd not in agreement.
It's a really good pitch by Martinez. We've seen that curveball that she's thrown today. Sweep across the plate. I think that one a little bit too low, but definitely a pitcher's pitch. Probably could have gone either way. Any umpire.
And Cahalan continues to make Martinez pitch. "35th of the game." And the 8th pitch to Cahalan. Just misses low on that one, so Cahalan will take the walk to first. High fives all around in the dugout.
Really mature at bat by Cahalan, fouling off a few, just forcing Martinez to throw through the zone. Martinez a little bit too wide on that last one. Cahalan takes first base. That's what you'll see out of the Florida Gators. A lot of patience throughout their lineup.
Holtorf takes the first pitch, pops it up, and Johns is there to make out number 2. And that'll bring Falby to the plate, back to the top of the lineup for Florida.
We talked about the defensive alignment a little bit earlier. You've got left side of the field, even the right side of the field pinched in a little bit to defend the slap or even the bunt. Small ball from Kenja Falby.
Runner's gonna go. And the throw, perfect by Yates. Cahalan caught stealing for out number 3. For Florida, you don't want to have to go that route here on the home field. You want to keep it going, but Florida Atlantic coming in with some confidence, and that's Chanel getting underneath it, and that's Falby making the play at center.
We talked a little about Keegan Rothrock and her missing some time due to injury in her upper half. Her last game was against Grand Canyon earlier this year on February 22nd. Then she came back March 29th, so almost a month of no live pitching in game. She didn't miss a beat in the weight room. Still kept strong, still did what she needed to do, but I think overall, when talking to Coach Wallen, one thing she struggled with coming back is just making sure her command is crisp. She's hitting her spots and not leaving balls over the middle of the plate. We saw a few already today, and the Owls have taken full advantage of that and hitting the ball right back up the middle. This is the time of year, if it's gonna come together at all, it's gonna have to come together now in the postseason. She's still been good, but not necessarily the Rothrock that they're used to seeing and that we've seen all postseason and all year last year.
Yeah, she's been working through it, trying to, but how difficult is that when you're in the middle of it all? You don't get a lot of rest, a lot of time off when season gets going. And she just had to have some time off. There's a short fly ball. Otis makes the play for out number 2.
Well, I think also as an athlete, we're trained to be so mentally tough, but we've got to find the distinction between being sore, being fatigued, being hurt, and being injured. So it was one of those things where she physically needed rest, and that's why she didn't play for that month. And it's really important to be able to continue to be mentally tough when you come back, especially without those reps.
Yeah. Timing, there's so many things that you have to get back. So Chloe Yates up for the Owls with 2 down. Fouls it back.
A lot of these teams are using sports psychs to be able to stay mentally tough throughout their seasons.
They certainly are. Get a chance to catch up with Coach Jordan Clark next inning. See how she's feeling about things. Right back at Rothrock and makes the play. 3 up, 3 down for the first time this game for the Gators. Coach Clark, when we return. Your team came out immediately, getting the bats going. So important, or how important really, to do that against this home team?
Yeah, I mean, we had a plan, and to see them execute the exact plan that we talked about in the first inning is just, as a coach, it's just priceless. And we wanted to be aggressive. We wanted to put pressure on them, and we know that, like, if you can back a team like that in the corner and just make them work even harder for it, they'll start to press. And so I was really proud of that first inning.
And Coach, Martinez in the circle, you talked about her not pitching for 2 weeks in a game.
Yeah.
Looking fresh. What have you seen from her today?
Yeah, she's just got some nerves, right? This is the big stage. This is what an in-state Florida kid dreams of. And so for her to bounce back after that home run is really special. And we know it's a good matchup when she's got her best stuff. And I'm excited to see her get comfortable.
Boy, she really did. It was impressive. Thanks so much, Coach.
Yeah.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys. Go Owls.
Owlsley making an appearance in the dugout.
Love that little stuffed animal.
It's so cute. Got them all decorated up. We talked about that comeback pitch from Jaden Martinez after giving up the home run, the strikeout that she came back with.
Yeah, that curveball to Jocelyn Erickson just swept across the plate, and it honestly didn't even look like a competitive pitch on broadcast, but in the box as a lefty facing a lefty pitcher, it's coming through the inside corner of the plate and then sweeping out just like that last one did. But the tail that she had on that pitch was just outrageous.
It sure was. Gators took a chance their last at bat trying the stolen base, and they were picked off by Yates behind the plate, but now top of the lineup here with Falby. Catching the outside corner. Strike 2 to Falby. Asking if she went. They'll say yes. And Coach Walton and the Gator fans not in agreement. But Robert Gonzalez, home plate umpire, not backing down on his call.
She did not break her wrists on that
did not.
one.
But they will say that Falby gets a strikeout. And the home plate umpire did not even hesitate or ask for help on that.
Oh, bad eyelash. You can hear the fans, and even Coach Walton, Falby the most upset with that call.
Yep. Third strikeout of the game for Martinez. Brings up Shoemaker.
It's really easy to see from that side view whether the wrist breaks, and you can see the end cap. But that one, she kept stiff wrists, and I could not see her end cap.
I was looking down the line to see if they were going to ask if anybody else had a different angle, but that was not the case. So 1 out for the Gators. And the third strikeout for Jaden Martinez.
There's not many hitters that are getting the green light on 3-0, but Shoemaker, her last at bat, sends this 1 yard. She is an Oppo Taco queen. A ton of power to the left side of the field. I mean, she can hit it all, but we've seen a ton of her home runs come from hitting the ball opposite field.
I was thinking just the same thing with the 3-0 count, that she took that swing, but she'll take the walk now. And Coach Clark going to come out to the circle, talk with Martinez and the team. You don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings live show on the ESPN app. Starts 1 o'clock today. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. Lots to go over today. Again, 3 games here across the board in all of the regionals, 16 regional sites. And an elimination game following this one between Mercer and Georgia Tech.
A lot of good softball.
Yeah. There are some really, really tough regionals, and this being one of them. We thought this matchup would be one of the tough ones right here. We were kind of looking forward to this one today. Just the way that Florida Atlantic came in with their confidence, and a very different team from a season ago being here.
And in talking with Jordan Clark, head coach for FAU, yeah, they're a mid-major, but they want to redefine that.
Yeah.
Because they did not come to play, and she said it then and there. This team had a specific goal. And like I said yesterday, they're walking into this region with a chip on their shoulder after yesterday.
Yep, they sure are. Pop up by Erickson gives out number 2 to Florida, and it brings up Reagan Walsh. First pitch and the swing from Walsh, gets underneath this one, and there to make it is Johns at second. So the Gators lead one on. We'll get a chance from Walton. And Coach, a call earlier maybe didn't go your way. What did you see in that play?
I can't address play, sorry.
That's all right, no worries. But your team right now, it's all tied up. You had an answer after Florida Atlantic scored first. What do you need to see, and what do you need to happen right now?
Well, that was great. You know, Kendrick obviously getting on base, Taylor following up with a good hit, like she's done all year long. Just good to see. We need more of that.
And how do you feel about Keegan Rothrock, what she's been able to do after giving up what she did in the first inning?
Yeah, we just, the key, obviously, this is just, being able to change speeds, change eye levels, and most importantly, locate your pitches. She just got to locate her pitches where she wants, on hands, on corners, get it in, get it out of the zone. But, a couple pitches over the plate, you can tell by the swings.
All right, Coach, thanks so much. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Go Gators.
A close one here and a tight one, and it only takes 1 inning, though, and I'm sure Coach Walton knows that for certain. His team, it had a little bit of a slow start yesterday also, and just broke it open in the 3rd inning. Right now, see what the defense has against the Owls, or if the Owls can get their bats going again.
That's been an area of focus for them. Scoring early, scoring often, and that's what Kendra Falby said in our meeting with her yesterday. Like you said, a little bit quiet the first 2 innings. I think they had their backs against the wall a little bit more today than they did yesterday, with the Owls coming out strong, but really, really good, like I said, sense of urgency in the bottom of that first to come back and tie it up.
But Rothrock in the circle gave up the 2 runs in the first inning. She's barely given anything up since then. There's the fish hat. We've been waiting for that.
We have. I've been eager to see what it looks like.
Big swing from Semino. Got every bit of it. Up and over the bullpen, out in left. And that will kickstart this inning for Florida Atlantic. Seven home runs on the season, and the glittered cowgirl hat for Bella Semino.
And Semino with a ball off the wall already today, just showcasing her power. Second home run of the regional, and she knows it off the bat, putting Florida Atlantic up 3-2. A really big swing by Semino.
And watching her power just in these last couple of games, I have to say, how does she only have 7 home runs on this season? You feel like she should have so many more.
Well, this is the time of year where all of that intensity just kind of like fosters up, and you feel everything. I feel like this is a moment that they've been waiting for all season long. They've been talking about it all season long, and that excitement just translates into the game.
Sure does. Destiny Johns gets under that, and Falby there to make the play for out number 1. Florida Atlantic back up. Had the lead in the first. Gators had the answer to tie it. And now they regain it.
Coach Walden said it on his interview. Rothrock just leaving too many pitches plated, and we saw it with that swing. Pitch a little bit elevated, and Semino, all she's got to do is drive her hips through and turn her barrel. Pitch a little bit elevated in the zone.
Outside taken by Gibson. And coming in to make it play is Otis for out 2. So good comeback by Rothrock after giving up the home run. Back-to-back outs. Glitter hat, headbands, making some rounds.
It's like a 2-for-1. Got the headband on the hats. Now we need the Bass hat on the other hat.
We do.
We need to just stack them. Keep stacking them.
This team made a trip to the Bass Pro Shop on one of their road trips. And they talked Coach into the investment.
They said it's going to help us hit better. And she caved.
Yep, she said, how can I not purchase the fish hat?
She said, if anything that helps the team, I'm going to do.
Yep, and she has done it. Opposite direction there from Shelton, though, and trying to get there, but not quite. For Otis. There's the fish hat. I can see why they were drawn to it.
I love it. I love the props that they have.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go buy a fish hat today.
Your local Bass Pro Shop. Not a sponsor,
street.
but maybe should be.
Let's get some good promo.
And
Give them an NIL deal.
Owls have a couple of pitchers warming up in their bullpen. I'm not seeing any activity for the Gators. You see it. We've got a couple of different options in there. That's Ainsley Lambert. Little choppy shot, and the play made. See if Mia Williams can kickstart things like she did so well yesterday against Mercer. Walked in her first at bat. Crowd trying to make some noise and get involved. Sophomore from Windermere, Florida.
Martinez gave up that hit and that home run by Fabian Shoemaker in the first inning, but has since been really good, faced 11 batters and no hits allowed since that home run by Shoemaker in the first. Only 3 strikeouts, allowing 3 walks. Just been stone cold with ice in her veins ever since she gave up those 2.
Yeah, quite a comeback after that. 54 pitches. That was Shoemaker. That solo shot, or the 2-run home run, excuse me, in that first. But that's been it. Two the count to Mia Williams, the sophomore, second team All-SEC member. impact on her game. We were talking about sports performance teams and just the mental aspect of the game, talking about when she would go through a slump, talking with herself, saying, nobody can beat me, and building her confidence.
And that's the type of mentality that you have to have when you play at a higher level. I remember coming in as a freshman at Florida and asking Kelsey Stewart, hey, how are you so good? You just got to know that you're better than everyone that you go against on that field.
Yeah.
It's the kind of mentality that you have to have as an elite athlete, knowing how good you are and then translating that into your game.
Just in her second season, but definitely has a more mature personality. Feels like she's been playing a long time here for the Gators. Full count. Gets jammed a bit, fouls that one away. Good contact.
I think you hit it on the head with maturity. Joellen said a big part of her growth this past year was her watching film, and I asked her about it, and you see the numbers. Last year, 164. This season, 352, a huge jump in batting average. And she said it was what was between her ears that she had to elevate that mental toughness. And that's why you see that maturity that she has in the box this year. She's grown so much in her mental game and how she views her at-bats. She's able to now go to greater heights.
Yeah, and you can see the difference in the numbers. There's patience there with the at-bat. She takes the walk. That was her 8th pitch for Martinez.
You know what I think also is we got people in the family who are athletes. It's almost like a competition.
Yep.
Who's going to be the best athlete after their careers? Me and my brother, he played football at New Mexico, and I always joke with him, I'm the best athlete in the family.
Yeah, I believe you, Alicia.
Thanks, I needed that. All the validation I needed.
Still playing professionally in the new league, training. After last night, had to go get your workout in as well.
Yeah, it was fun. Went with Mercer, graduate assistant. Had some sweat dripping down my face with my makeup from the day.
Back in the day, who is that?
It's not me. I had a blast playing for the Florida Gators. This is actually the 10-year anniversary of Florida's second national championship that I had the honor of participating in. Hey.
I love it. And getting to come home and getting to still train and practice here. Played for Coach Walton, as you said, part of that national championship. And that's a pretty good record as well you had going.
Coached by Jen Rocha, who's at Oklahoma now. So they're getting the fruits of her labor throughout her career and experience. So I'm grateful to have been coached by these amazing men and women.
Good opportunity right here for Florida Gators with nobody out and sending that one over. Ava Brown off the glove of Shelton. So close. And instead, a 2-run shot for Ava Brown.
And that is something that you do not see often, ladies and gentlemen. Ava Brown, we talked about her power. She sends this ball to right field, just the way that she's able to use her hips and drive this ball. Shelton in right field has a glove on it, but just the tip of it sends it over the right field fence. Not what you want to do as a right fielder, but as soon as Ava Brown saw it, she threw her hands in the air. You could hear her teammates cheering. That's just something that you don't see all the time.
You sure don't.
Worked out in her favor.
Her 9th home run on the year. And brings Williams around as well. And the lead back now for the first time to the Gators. They had tied it up, lost that lead, and now they take it.
We're just playing tit for tat here. Both teams showing that refuse to lose mentality.
Pitch well inside. Pitch number 64. And Coach Clark going to come out to the circle and assess how Martinez is feeling. She's had a couple of different pitchers warming up.
And you see Coach Eric Thomas, the one who told her not to give up on herself earlier this year, speaking some more gospel into her. The game is so much more fun when you're having fun, and it looks like Ava Brown is having a blast. She sends this one flying to right field. Shelton, who was the hero of yesterday's game, gets her glove on it, but allows it to just continue to carry. Pushes this one over the fence. But again, the stat sheet does not see that.
And there is the chain for Ava Brown.
I talked with them about the different words or phrases that they use throughout the year.
Otis pops it up to center for the first out. Yep, and they are big on the chain.
They are big on the chain. They are actually off the chain,
off
right?
the chain. That's right.
But they use a lot of phrases from pop culture to kind of just be fun and stay connected.
Yeah.
And one of them's yeet. If you're a younger person out there, you know what that means. Just they kind of say it randomly, make a good play. Yeet.
Just keeps everybody loose.
Keeps everybody loose.
Having fun, relax. That's how they were hoping to come into this regional. Maybe a little added pressure. It's fun to be home, have your home fans, but expectations are very high. One down. Here is Kinley Cahalan. Martinez stays in the circle for the Owls. Gabby Sacco and Ainsley Lambert have been warming up in the bullpen. Cahalan fouls that one back, and now just Ainsley Lambert.
Oh, and she's hype about that pitch. I love it. Some bullpen love. And we talked about this earlier before the open, Krista. I think the key for Florida Atlantic to stay competitive in this ball game, as Cahalan swings through a nasty changeup, is to limit those free passes.
And she just gets that fourth strikeout of the game.
Yeah, this one definitely not a free pass. That changeup just pulls the string on it. You can see the spin through the screen. I think that's what Jordan Clark was talking to her about, just staying within herself, controlling that heartbeat. But I think the key for these Owls is to not give up those free passes. That home run to Ava Brown, she was able to get an RBI, or it's 2 RBIs, because of Neil Williams' walk prior to that.
Torf to the plate with 2 down. I think it's been impressive to see Martinez's response. First inning, gave up the home run, came back with a strikeout. She hadn't given up another hit until that home run to Brown, and then comes back with back-to-back outs. One of those a strikeout as well.
Yeah, that's extremely important to be able to bounce back. Martinez with 4 walks today, only one of them bit her back with that home run by Ava, as you mentioned. But I like what I see from Martinez despite the hits. And really 2 out of the 3 have been long ball. That's what you got to limit with this Gators team. But the thing about them is there's no breaks throughout the lineup. Got 5 players hitting at least 10 home runs. You got every player in their starting lineup recording at least 1.
And this one 2 inside to Holtorf. Catchers are on the elbow. She'll head to first.
Thank goodness for the protective gear, right?
Yes.
become a lot more popular in recent years to gear up and make sure you're not getting banged up too much.
Yeah, I'd be all for it. Top of the lineup for the Gators with 1 on and 2 down. Falby frustrating last at bat. Called for the strikeout. Thought she had held her swing, but called out instead. Martinez just missing. Trying and working the outside of the plate, but not quite there for Martinez. 3-0 count, 77 pitches. And misses again, so 8 consecutive balls pitched by Martinez. With 2 on and 2 away, and you can see her looking over, and it looks like Coach Clark's going to make a change with 78 pitches by Martinez. Just missing the mark and looking to the bullpen. Solid game for Jaden Martinez. Still awaiting who will make their way in. What the change will be.
Makes a lot of sense. Now going 3rd time through the lineup. They've seen Martinez 2 times already, so making this switch to hopefully stop that momentum that they have.
Gabby Sacco to the circle. We'll let her warm up. We'll have
On the right side.
Martinez had a solid start. The first inning, gave up a couple runs, but came right back and didn't give up much until just recently.
It's a good move. I mean, when you've got a player that's teed her up pretty well, seen her throwing a lot more balls, 8 straight. It's an indication that maybe it's time to make that switch.
But power from Shoemaker. 3-run shot. And a tough start for Gabby Sacco. As Holtorf and Falby cross, so does Shoemaker. 2 home runs in this game today.
And she gets the chain. Shoemaker, we've seen it time and time again. Just another one. Very casually on a changeup, she gets out in front, but so strong and uses the ground so well. Turns on this ball, gets some more RBIs, and sends some tree branches to the ground. It's so hard, knocks them off the tree. Gators on a roll. Sacco, see what she's like coming back from that home run. 21st home run of the season, breaking her own record.
Yeah.
And the 3rd this weekend. Taylor Shoemaker's hot and at the right time in postseason.
Sure is. I mean, we're just 2 days in and breaking that freshman record and extending it and continuing to add to it. Gators up by 4. With 2 down.
And all this with 2 outs, Krista.
Yes, yep. Saw that yesterday too. They had some big rallies with 2 down.
They did, and leading up to that, we talked about the free passes, a hit batter, then a 4-pitch walk with Shoemaker up and just annihilating that ball, ripping the seams off of that changeup. But Sacco, I think, a little bit too close. That pitch had to be able to miss in the direction of the pitch, dirt it, place it out, hit her.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it somewhere that's not the center of the plate when you're facing Taylor Shoemaker.
A 2-2 count for Gabby Sacco, who had just come in.
Martinez only having 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks on the day, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch. So those runners before Taylor Shoemaker on the base pass are Martinez's runners.
Up there is Martinez. Her numbers today, junior lefty with the start. Erickson fouling that one off the outside pitch. It's Jocelyn Erickson.
I wonder what their decision was to put Martinez in instead of either Lambert or Courtney.
They were warming up multiple pitchers, the Owls were, prior, and it was Lambert that I saw in the bullpen last, but they bring Gabby Sacco in instead.
It's a 1-run ball game before Sacco gave up that home run. Both Lambert and Courtney not a stranger to those high-pressure situations.
Erickson out to left field the opposite way. Ferran making the play, but big home run balls going for the Gators.
One by Ava Brown, sending it over the fence, and then Taylor Shoemaker breaking her own record, sending it to right field. 3 hits, and guess what? All of them are home runs.
Yeah, really impressive what she's been able to do. Had a home run yesterday in the first game against Mercer, and now 2 of them today to give her team the lead. But Florida Atlantic has had their bats going as well. We'll see if they can answer right back off the front of the glove. That's a good start for them. Bella Ferran makes her way to first. As Rothrock couldn't help herself reaching out on this one.
Ferran just chops it through the middle. Rothrock, a good fielding pitcher, but just sticks her glove out, not able to get her web behind it. Gives Ferran an opportunity. We'll see how they score that one.
We'll give Ferran the single. Now top of the lineup for the Owls. Kylie Hammonds to the plate. Takes the first one swinging for strike 1.
That was their 3rd base runner to lead off an inning out of the 5 that we've already had today. And in those 2 base runners that they've had to start off each inning, they've scored both times. In the first, single by Hammonds to lead it off, and then the home run by Semino in the 4th.
Shot for Hammonds to short, and no way to make the double play, but the out is made at second. So 1 down, brings up Kylie Chanel.
Going back into the circle. Feels a little bit easier to step back in there when you've got a lead like that. 4 runs, really good inning, last inning. getting up on the board some more, some All-State. As a pitcher, you walk back up there, like you can breathe a little bit easier, let your shoulders down a little bit more. You're still competitive, but just knowing that you've got those runs in your pocket make you feel a little bit more free.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Chanel flies out to Otis for out number 2. Yeah, giving up a home run in the first batter last inning did Rothrock, but then 3 straight outs after that. But still, your team down, and then the bats got going. Different vibe now coming in. 2 down. Jesse Mora with Kylie Hammonds on first. Shot and a base hit for Mora. Owls hoping for their own rally with 2 down.
Really nice job by Mora. We talked about her not having any hits yesterday. Coming in her first at bat, first pitch swinging. Getting a hit there, now another one. Jessie Mora, this pitch on the outer half, doesn't have to do too much, pokes it right over the head of Riley Holtor, that shortstop.
Chloe Yates. And the Gators want to talk it over in the circle. Coach Steph making her way out there. And the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. Action begins Thursday, May 29th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. And for more information on the Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Always a fun time in Oklahoma City. That's where you want to be. All these teams trying to make their way there. There's a lot of softball ahead, though.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
There is the schedule. We've got these regional rounds through tomorrow, and then super regionals May 22nd to the 25th, and then the Women's College World Series 29th through June 6th in Oklahoma City. All the action here on the ESPN networks.
That's what these teams are playing for right now. It's so easy to look past the regionals into the super regionals and the World Series. But I think you gotta be able to just hone in on each game that you're playing, and that's what all these young women said in our interviews, is they're just excited to get on the field and compete game by game. Because when you're thinking about things too far in advance, then it kind of takes your focus off what you gotta be able to do to even get there.
Chloe Yates fouls that one away with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Hammonds on second, Moore on first. Winner of this regional, Alicia, plays the Durham regional winner. Duke, the host school for that regional.
Yep. Got Georgia, Howard. Coastal Carolina as well.
Yes.
Howard's first ever NCAA appearance after winning the MEAC last week.
Love it.
Congratulations to them.
With full contact. We have a first-timer team here as well. Mercer, the Bears. We'll see them in our next game today.
Against Georgia Tech. Put up a fight yesterday.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Left 7 batters on base paths yesterday, so did some damage, but did not carry a hammock off the mound for the Florida Gators. Couldn't put a run up on the board beforehand.
78th pitch, rather, for Rothrock. And a full count to Chloe Yates. Stays alive, and Rothrock continues to pitch to her.
Could be a huge moment for Yates. She's able to stay alive and get on the base pass. There's 2 outs. Then you've got the home run hitter, Semino, on deck.
Hard shot, opposite direction, and out of here. 3-run homer for Chloe Yates. 8th home run of the year, and maybe the biggest of her career. That's an answer to what the Gators did last inning. And they chip away at the deficit.
We were just talking about Cimino on deck, but you got to talk about Yates and what she's able to do. 3-2 count, 2 outs. We've seen it already this regional. Yates putting up 3 on the board to tie this ball game. A huge moment for Yates and the Owls. I love the excitement. I love the cheering. A lot of momentum for the Owls right now and kicking Keegan Rothrock out of the circle.
Yep. That's going to do it for her. Ava Brown's going to make her way into the circle. We saw Brown do the same yesterday to replace Kara Hammock.
Kara, I got chills.
Yes.
Watching Yates round the bases and the excitement and the yelling, and then everybody leaving the dugout, just so excited for Yates and the rest of the team come back.
Looks like some emotions.
So many emotions for this team who went 2 and out last year.
They are having a conversation and not giving up on this. You can see the emotions, and you gotta love that. And now Bella Cimino will be next up. 2 home runs this weekend, Alicia.
Cimino yesterday goes the distance, hits this home run elevated in the zone. She knows it off the bat, and again today also knows it off the bat. She's just got that power. Doing it big this weekend for the Florida Atlantic Owls, and she gets the sequin cowboy hat. How about that?
That's an important piece to what's going on here. This team truly believes they deserve to be here. And Ava Brown making her way to warm it up in the circle now for Florida. There are the numbers for the sophomore.
And Ava Brown was in first relief yesterday, got the win. You'll see a lot of fly ball outs from her. Has a ton of upspin with that screwball and that rise ball. Throws 3 different speeds. Has a ton of finesse with what she's been able to do. And she's looking really good, confident yesterday. Even saw her go for a triple dipper with her changeup. And I think that's the ultimate indication of feeling confident in your pitches. That change of speeds and just throwing it consistently. And for a strike and chase.
2 home runs in this regional. The rest of the season, 5 in 48 games. As Bella Cimino has just been feeling it. Sometimes it just takes a little bit to get the bat going in her 2nd season with the Owls.
She just looks on time and connected. You can see it in her replays, the way that she's able to push off the ground with that right leg and drive it through her hips to the barrel and to the ball over the fence.
Dribbler fair down the third base line. The play made by Cahalan. Then a close one there as well. Krista Blanc, Alicia Casso with you. And the pitching changes on both sides at about just under the 80 pitch mark on for both teams. They've made changes in the circle. Gabby Sacco in for the Owls. And it's Walsh getting hit by the pitch. She will make her way to first.
I don't think there's any protective gear for the knee,
Yeah,
Krista.
Probably not. I mean, there's probably a limit to how much you can wear out there.
Certain weight, maybe?
Yep.
If she wants to put on catcher's gear, she can.
It'd be difficult to run. And pinch runner coming in. Kylie Shaw to first. Shaw, freshman. Nobody out. There's Mia Williams. Takes the first one foul. Mia Williams, she has made her way to base every at bat, all 5 times for her, both yesterday, now today. A couple of walks today. She was part of the scoring in the 4th. Back-to-back doubles yesterday. Got hit by the pitch once. And gets hit once again. And it's back-to-back from Sacco.
Now she tallies that number to 6. Another hit by pitch in the leg, back leg. One for Walsh, one for Mia.
So now Ainsley Lambert will head out to the circle to get warmed up. We'll take a quick break as well. We'll have it for you after this. For the Owls, Ainsley Lambert warming up in the circle, replacing Gabby Sacco, who had come in. There you see her numbers.
Ainsley Lambert, known for the amount of saves that she has this year, leading the nation with 11. High 50s, not going to overpower you with speed, but has a lot of finesse. Her spin is elite. And one thing that they love about her, and the key to her success, is that she is authentically herself, and it transcends in her pitching.
11 saves coming into this one and led the nation in that category. A second-team all-conference member facing Ava Brown. Brown shows bunt with 2 on and no one out. Love to add a little cushion to their lead after giving up a few last inning.
Let's see the defense. 2 runners on for Florida. Ava Brown trying to take advantage of how many outs there are with none, sacrificing herself to put more runners in scoring position, get them over and hopefully get them in, like you said, to give them some all-state, some more insurance runs. Could be a big inning for Florida if they execute with no outs. But we have had some really big 2-out innings.
Yeah.
And Ava Brown, who's trying to lay down a sack, has no sack bunts this season.
He appears to be contemplating it. Coach giving her the signals.
Cards that they look at after every pitch have every letter in the alphabet that you can imagine.
I bet.
A lot of codes in there.
Little cheat sheet in her pocket.
Sometimes can get overwhelming when you're a freshman and you're trying to learn everything. But a lot of different squares on there, a lot of different plays, a lot of different kinds of bunts.
Keeps her swinging. So first strikeout of the game for Ainsley Lambert.
And a strikeout is not on that card that we just talked about, but a really good curveball. Lambert's ball just cuts and sweeps across the plate. That is what she's known for, that curveball, that late break that just looks fluttery. You think you know where it's going to be? Well, guess what? It's going to break 5 inches to the left. and late too.
Gabby Comilla, freshman's going to pinch hit for Otis.
And Comilla shared a little bit of time as shortstop earlier this year, came in yesterday, had a pinch hit for Riley Holtorf, did get on base. What I love about her is her ability to just step into any situation and make something shake. Even if she doesn't get on base, she always looks the same when she steps in the box, no matter her role.
Yeah, she was ready to go yesterday. She came in kind of late, and you think, she's kind of been sitting for a while.
It's a hard thing to do, pinch hit, but she's given herself more opportunities, and all the pinch hits that she's gotten.
Crowd not happy about that. Strike call. 0-2 count to Comilla. And gets her swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ainsley Lambert.
This is exactly why they went to Lambert in this 5th inning, to hold this score, and that is what she's doing. 2 strikeouts because her ball is just dancing through the zone. The spin is her specialty, and she's looking really good, a lot better than yesterday. Came in relief, 1.2 innings after Courtney. Coach Clark made the decision to take her out and put Courtney back in.
Yep.
That's how they secured the win.
So we've not seen Autumn Courtney yet today. I'm sure they're hoping to not have to go that route.
It seems like they're not going to.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yep.
Trying to save her for tomorrow. See if they can win without her, and I think that's what's been special about this Owls team, is the depth that they have in the circle. Talked about their defense, but got Lambert in the circle behind Courtney, who just shuts it down and performs when her number's called. And that's why you see she's leading the nation in saves, because she can pitch under pressure, and I think that is so important. See her communicating to her teammates, just
working the outside corner. And catches it there finally. 3-0 count. First strike to Cahalan, who has some power. 10 homers on the season. 10 doubles as well. 2 on and 2 out. And she just missed there. Similar pitch, now bases loaded. What do you think about this one, Alicia?
We talk about pitchers' pitches and how Lambert's balls just break through the zone. This one, I want for her as a pitcher. She did her job. She, in my opinion, found the corner. That ball just broke a ton. And
hard to lay off.
It's hard to lay off, but Cahalan, a good job knowing the strike zone.
The bases loaded. Pinch runner Shaw on third. Williams on second. And Cahalan on first. That was the 6th walk allowed by the Owls today.
And what I love about Lambert right now is even the walk that she just had to Cahalan, she's trying to stretch the zone with her movement pitches, just came through it with that backdoor for first pitch strike, then went to that curveball to see if she could get a chase by Holtorf.
And now just missing on the opposite side, and Yates wants to have a chat with her pitcher.
Lambert's curveball reminds me of Sydney Littlejohn Watkins, formerly known as Sydney Littlejohn from Alabama. The way that it just, you can see the spin, you can see how tight that it is, and the way that it breaks and how late it breaks, and just fluttery. It's not going to overpower you with speed, but it makes you second guess every single pitch thinking, okay, this is where I think the ball's going to be. But then she just pulls a magic trick out of her pocket, and it just cuts.
Well, that looks pretty good there, but ball 3. The bases loaded. And Riley Holtorf. See what she decides to do with this one. And misses there. She will walk the run across. It was Kylie Shaw, the pinch runner.
A good hold by Holtorf and knowing the zone, what the umpire's calling right now. I feel like it's getting a little bit tighter, especially for Lambert right now. That one, I think, another good pitch that just missed. But Lambert, try not to give this lineup too much. We've seen it already, the long ball, a few times in separate occasions. So we're trying to find the black, find the river.
Kendra Falby, top of the lineup with 2 down.
Got the infield in to try to secure an out at home plate. Bases loaded. Excuse me, we got 2 outs here. So trying to defend Kendra Falby, the reason why they're pinched a little bit. This moment they can go to any base with 2 outs.
Reaches for that, fouls it back, foul. 1-2 the count.
The magnitude of this situation right now, Lambert on the mound. Kendra Falby, the hits leader for the Florida Gators. The ability for this Gators lineup to just break this game wide open, use that momentum to their advantage, and continue to be all gas, no brakes, and get them some more All-State.
Misses outside. Florida's leadoff hitters reach base 3 of the 5 innings today, and all 3 have scored. This is an opportunity here. And dribbles that one right back at Lambert, and 2 come across. It doesn't always have to be the biggest swing, Alicia.
It doesn't, and an opportunity presented itself. Kendra Falby yet again understood the assignment, slapped this ball up the middle, already hitting 556 with bases loaded. Just tallied onto that. Big smiles for Kendra Falby. Gators with some momentum, and the fans are loving it.
And you were talking about the infield playing in on that one, but she's such a difficult batter to do that with.
She is. She's so hard to defend, and we've seen the infield in a few times this weekend for Kendra Falby, and she hit right to the shortstop, so it played in their favor, but she's so versatile. She's able to swing away, slapped pretty much all weekend, but she's able to lay down a bunt. We've seen some pop from her, so hard to defend, but they're all banking on that slap to try to defend left side of the field, but she just goes against the scout and hits right back up the middle.
It brings up Taylor Shoemaker. You don't want to give her much. She's had 2 home runs in this game alone and a walk as well. Al's got to try to get out of this situation. Lambert talking to her, the infield.
I mean, it makes sense. When you look at Kendra Falby's spray charts, she's hitting most of her balls to the left side of the field.
Yeah.
So they're trying to limit that, but again, against her scouting report, going right back up the middle.
And you see the defense for Shoemaker. 3-1 count, 2 down and 2 on. And Lambert just misses. Bases loaded up again. So bases loaded. 4-run lead for Florida here in the bottom of the 5th, and it brings up Jocelyn Erickson. She would be the winning run if she were to clear these bases. Erickson's had a tough day, though. She is yet to get on. She's got some power. But just missing again. 14 home runs for Erickson on the season.
Lambert looking to settle down. Had 2 Ks coming in, and since then it's been walk, single, and another walk. Got to be able to get back on her high horse and continue to find the zone. She's been around it, just not through it enough. First 2 walks kind of bit them a little bit. Scored off of those. Walked the runner in.
Big swing, big pop. It's out of there. Grand slam for Erickson. And that's the ball game. Home run number 15 on the season, one of the biggest ones for her.
She saw Taylor Shoemaker inching for that RBI lead, and she said, no, no, no.
I don't think so.
A huge moment for the Gators and for Jocelyn Erickson, who may have struggled as of late. The 4th home run of the game and a 4 RBI home run. Beautiful swing by Jocelyn Erickson. Just turns and burns, knows it off the bat. It is still going right now. Really big, big swing. Coach Wallen is excited about that one. All claps for the Florida Gators for Jocelyn Erickson.
First career grand slam for Jocelyn Erickson, the junior. Coming up big. Owls, we're giving them everything they could handle. But that means the Gators will advance.